Hey witches, this is Dawn. This is take two. Mercury is still in retrograde. Our furnace is starting to die, and everybody keeps calling me on my phone while I'm trying to record this video. Anyway, let's get this done, all right? So I am doing this video on spirit guides because Trish from Beanbag Hag Wag asked about or just mentioned in the comments that she would like to learn more about spirit guides. And so I will leave a link to her channel down below. She's a lovely lady, a lovely witch, and I just love her videos. I follow her on YouTube. But anyway, so this video is for Trish and anybody else who is curious and would like to learn more about spirit guides. Also, I did a video about my personal experience of how I met my spirit guides, and I will, if I can figure it out, it'll show up somewhere here. Otherwise, no matter what, I'm going to put the link down below so you can find it and take a look at it if you want to. So I am taking the information out of this book. Let's get it in there without the glare. And this guy is your traditional counselor type psychologist type person who is also a hypnotherapist. I think he's retired now, I'm pretty sure. But when he first started out, he was skeptical about past life regression and all of that. But he loosened up and started looking at past life regression. And then he found, I think it was an accident, where somebody ended up between lives. And so he decided to develop the questions and whatnot to send somebody deliberately between lives and gather as much information as possible. So he is really known as a pioneer in this area because I don't know of anybody else who is a hypnotherapist who does this. So, but anyway, I'm going to give you what he has in his book, and I believe it is the chapter 8, and it's called Our Guides, and it's all about spirit guides that he has gleaned from his case studies with his people that he puts under hypnosis and sends them between lives. So he talks about these entities being complex, especially when they get to the level of a master guide, and the awareness of the soul, the awareness level of the soul determines to some extent the degree of advancement. Let's see, so there is a junior level, a senior level, and a master level for these guides. The junior level tends to be within your soul group. The senior level tends to be over your soul group and other soul groups, so they tend to have multiple soul groups. And then the master level, of course, is over the senior levels, and they're also considered teachers. Okay, let's see. So the senior level guides have other souls that work with them that are assisting the senior level guides. And each soul group has one or more teachers in training. That would be the junior soul group, souls. Names vary among them. My spirit guides, my main spirit guide is Paul, very normal, everyday name. And he was with me in my most recent past life. So I recognize him, and I feel very close to him. He's been with me since birth, and the others have been with me for a very long time. I'm not sure if it's been since birth. A lot of times guides, in my experience, will come and go as you need them. So if you're sick, a guide will come in, a healing guide will come in and help you, and then help you heal and then move on. That's what I've heard. I don't know that I've experienced that, but I do have a guide that I can go to, a healing guide that I can go to and discuss my health issues and possible remedies. And I have found that very helpful. Okay. Let's see, names. Don't get too hung up on the names, because it's not really a big deal. It's nice to be able to identify them and call out their names when you're talking to them, you know, instead of just talking to the air. Like, who am I talking to? So I want to talk to my main guide. And you can just do that. You don't have to know your main guide's name. All right. Soulmates or soul friends, they're part of your soul group and are not necessarily your guides. Although in his book, he talks about that our spirit guides can incarnate with us, and will usually be a sibling or a child, our own child, or a very good friend, like a master teacher kind of person who's reaching out to you. But they never marry. You never marry your spirit guide when they are incarnating. According to Michael Newton, Dr. Newton, that's the information that he has gathered. So soul mates, our traditional definition of soulmate, where it's a romantic partner, that tends to be somebody within your soul group that you have agreed to spend a certain amount of time, if not a whole lifetime, with them as a romantic partner. Okay, your spirit guides, you have not chosen them. They choose you. And it's not random. There is some sort of information that is gathered and used to decide who is going to be a spirit guide for whom, and what level of seniority is that spirit guide going to be, what experience level they are. They have different personalities. Some are very stern, some are jovial, some are more carefree, and some are more of a taskmaster, and they all have different personalities. According to Edgar Cayce, we have a personality that stays with us until we've had our full amount of experiences with that personality, and then we switch that personality. Okay, so when you die, that personality is going to stay with you until you've reincarnated with that personality enough times that you've gathered enough experience. Then you let it go and you move on to a new personality. Okay, and that's not coming from Dr. Newton. He didn't say anything like that. That comes from Edgar Cayce. But I wanted to emphasize that when you die, you have a personality on the other side, and our spirit guides also have a personality. And okay, so sometimes you can have a guide who's a taskmaster, and then that is a more senior level guide, and then your junior level guide is more laid back and more maybe supportive. And I don't want to say that like the senior guide was not being supportive. It's just they're doing it a different way. They want you to really learn the lesson by struggling with it. And I did have an experience with that with my spirit guides. I was having an issue with somebody was psychically attacking me, and I did the same thing with that I always do. I always go to people I know that are psychic. Don't tell them anything, just that I feel like somebody's targeting me, and then they give me a description. It happens to be the same description of the person that I saw in my meditation. And so it helps to confirm the issue, or who it is or what's happening. So during that time, they were, my spirit guides, gone. Absolutely gone. I'm like, oh God. This is when I need them the most, and they're gone because they wanted me to struggle with it and figure it out, how to pull myself up from my bootstraps, so to speak, and how to figure out how to empower myself so that I am no longer vulnerable to this other person. And I did it. I did get help. I did hire a life coach, spiritual life coach, and then I learned how to be a spiritual life coach myself, and that's what broke it off. And to me, it's an amazing story. It was just an amazing learning experience. Okay. So let's see. They are not picked by random. They choose you. There's so much good information in this book. It's just really, really incredible. Okay. So in here, he talks about, the guide takes the brunt of the dissatisfaction. So if you're dissatisfied with your spirit guides, they take it to heart. They really take it personal to a certain extent. Of course, they don't have the ego that we do here, so it's different. I mean, they take it seriously. They want to be the best for you. They want to support you the best way they can. So if you're struggling and not getting it, that it really impacts your spirit guides, because they really want you to succeed. And as you succeed and as you grow and expand, it helps them grow and expand as well. So we're all helping each other. Okay, gender. This is interesting because my spirit guides appear to me the way they were in their most recent past life. So when I do a reading for somebody and I talk to your spirit guides or the other person's spirit guides, I see them. They appear to me as they were when they were last on this planet, on the earth plane, their last incarnation. And so that's the gender that appears to me. But there have been experiences, according to Dr. Newton, that that a spirit guide will be more male or more female, depending on what the person who is the guide is for needs at the time. So I thought that was very interesting. And for the most part, we're gender. We don't really have much of a gender on the other side because it's not necessary. We can't reproduce that way. So we everything is easier to change and move around in on the other side, because they don't have the restriction that we do in this three-dimensional world of material. Yeah, we cannot say, hey, can I have another guide? I don't like this one. I want to exchange this guide, turn this one in and get another one. And that's a big no. That's not going to happen. It's part of your learning experience to be with that guide, and it's probably what you need to learn is why that guide is with you. So no, there's no getting out of that. Okay. Oh yeah, here's a very good one. Do they always come when they are called? So if you call on your guides, will they always come and communicate with you? And that's a no, not always. If you need them and it's within what's going on with you, and if they are able to, if they are allowed to, it all depends on what you're learning at the time. You might need to struggle with it, like what I had said about, the person was psychically attacking me and they were gone. Sometimes that needs to happen. You need to struggle, and I know it's really, really hard. You want to be safe, you want to be secure, and you want your spirit guides to always be there when you need them or when you think you need them. But understand that they know, because they're on a higher level of awareness, that they know a lot more about what's going on with you and what you need to learn. They know whether it's okay to help you. And sometimes it's better that, you fall on your bum and, learn some lessons from it. Okay. Okay. This was very interesting. That if you're struggling with trying to communicate with them, it could be that you're being too general. And what Dr. Newton suggests is just ask for help for the next step. Because sometimes you're asking for something that's way too big and they can't. And I've experienced something like that where, I'll ask about something and they'll reply. The reply is, you already know the answer. I really, really hate that. I really hate that, because I'm asking for help. And if I already knew the answer, I would be asking for help. Come on. So what I ask for is for better clarity of what it is that I need to learn and narrow it down. Okay, I need to know if I'm working with the right person. I need to know, am I is going is okay, so starting up a YouTube channel in my best interest? What can I learn from that? What do I need to learn from that? Where do I need to go to get help for that? What kind of channel should I start here on YouTube? What is in the best interest of myself and the people that I want to serve? Hopefully that makes sense. So kind of narrow it down so that they can give you the a little bit more detail. Sometimes I ask for a clue, and then I start looking around in my environment. Maybe a book will fall off the shelf. Maybe something will pop up on TV and click in my brain like, oh, wow, okay, something like that. So I'm always looking for clues. I ask them for clues, and they'll give it to me in my environment where I can actually see it. So that can help. They take the relationship with you personally. They're very, they feel feelings. They have emotions. According to Dr. Newton, they feel sorrow when you are struggling. They take it to heart, and they want you to be successful. They want you to figure it out. They want you to get it. They are your biggest cheerleaders. All right. So they're there for you. Call on them and ask for help, ask for clues, ask for something more specific. If they could reveal to you, okay, I'm going to open this book at random and help me by giving me the answer to my question. Sometimes that works too. Just kind of narrow down your question instead of making it so general and so um, just general. Okay. So that's pretty much it. That's really just kind of an overview. I love that it comes from a hypnotherapist who spent a lot of time working with his clients to get this information. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you so much for being here. So do something today that will bring you joy and make you feel good. I love you all. And until next time, blessed be.